everyone, and welcome to this much delayed Patriot Crusader Mission Christian Warrior Talk. Um, as the headline says, our bull got out with like 20 minutes before the show, maybe, I don't know, some amount of time before the show. I'm in here doing pre stuff for the show. And a neighbor that I've never met, one of David's roommates, comes over and says, "Hey, there's the bull from the next door neighbor's yard jumped into our yard and is now running around in your field." So I dropped everything, ran, got in the side by side, drove down, did a full head count. I got all my cows are there. Driving around looking for this rogue bull. I don't see him. I go and talk to David's other roommate, and David's other roommate says, "Hey, big black bull, was in our here. He was trying to get in our corn. He was trying to get in the other fence, and then he jumped over the fence, in your yard." I'm like, my neighbor's bull has a big white head. He's black with a white head. I'm like, was he all black? He's like, yeah, he's all black. I go, okay, that was Solomon. So Solomon jumped the fence because him and this bull have been talking smack to each other for, I don't know, a week now. And luckily he jumped back because I don't know how I would have got him back in there. So, so for the past, since that time, last hour plus, I've been doing fence repair, pounding in T-posts, clamping barbed wire, dealing with a ton of vegetation that was over there. And so that's why I'm an hour and 15 minutes late. My apologies. So again, everyone's fine. Solomon's fine. He's laying in the field right now with his 6 girlfriends or with his 5 girlfriends. And he's good to go. I just wish every bull or every cow was as easy as my Highland. Wally doesn't make a peep. He doesn't do anything. He's just cool. Solomon, never happy. So anyways, that was why I am late. So you are watching Christian Warrior Talk, a fellowship show where, Christians come together to celebrate our victories by investing our time in one another, to learn from our defeats, and learn from them, dust each other off. But the most important thing is no matter where you are, no matter how far behind enemy lines you are in California or Massachusetts or Vermont or Colorado or wherever, you're not alone. There are Christian conservatives out there who will pray for you, who will invest in you, and help you in any way we can. And that's what this show is about. So Christopher, so when you hear this,
strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
Grab your favorite beverage. Doesn't have to be alcoholic. If alcohol is one of your stumbling blocks, do not stumble watching this show. Grab a non-alcoholic beverage and do it. I'm drinking wine tonight. Jesus drank wine. His disciples drank wine. For those Baptists out there that have a problem with wine, you get a problem with Jesus and every one of the disciples. So don't tell me it didn't have alcohol in it because they drank it. One of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons they drank it was because the alcohol content made it safe to drink. So again, don't add to the Bible. Boom. So let's go going here. Christopher.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
Kate.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
It's all right, Kate. I hope you had a great trip to Idaho. It's one of the most, from what I hear, one of the most beautiful places on earth. I hear it's being overrun with Californians. I just hope they're conservative Californians and not liberal Californians. Liberals are like locusts. They go everywhere and destroy everything because they're insane. They're godless, insane, and never learn, which is the definition of insanity. So, Steve, what's up?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Louis, good evening.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So, yeah, so it's been a pretty eventful week here, as always. We had a few days, we had a pretty bad thunderstorm roll through here, knocked down a lot of trees, of course, and knocked down trees in our pig pen, and our pigs were out. Luckily, our pigs love us, love us. And as soon as I went down there, they're like, get us back in the pen. So I opened the gate up, let them in there, and then I had to take my chainsaw and go to work. And it was a pretty eventful few hours. So a friend of mine goes to our church. He had trees down in his on his house, on cars, on everything. Another friend, his entire long driveway had a bunch of trees down. And then other neighbors were stuck, trees down, this, that, the other thing, trees taking out power, everything. So I hopped in my side-by-side. Hey, Linda.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
And went out my side-by-side in the rain, no windshield, chainsaw, and a ton of fuel with a winch, just trying to help. Drove up and down the street, trying to help as many people as I could, cutting and so on and so forth, winching and stuff. And then got screamed at by some neighbors because a giant tree. I was going to check on old timers. People who are like 80 something years old who, surrounded by trees. And, so I'm out there soaking wet, driving through this stuff with all this. And, there's a giant tree in the middle of the road or hanging on some power lines, and the cop's there and he won't let me go through. So I, looked, there's a driveway with a grass field there. And so I did the respectful thing. I went through there extremely slow, didn't haul ass, didn't damage their lawn in any way that I saw. Maybe some tracks, but not like ripped up, whatever. And went and checked on people and helped out people. So on my way back from that, it's still blocked out. And I go to take the way back. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stagger my print. I'm going to make sure I don't damage their lawn. And I've got people out. You'd think I was running over their children over their stupid freaking grass. And I'm like, cussing me out, saying everything. So I stop and I'm like, listen, lady, I am just trying to help people. And this genius says, the police are here. They're going to help. I go, what are the police going to do? Shoot down the trees? Cops don't have chainsaws. They don't have winches. They're cops. They're for crime. They're not for trees down and power outage and everything else. So I just said, and she's like, back up, blah, blah, blah. You got blah, this. And I'm like, fine, whatever. I go, you're a special person. God bless you. God be with you. Right. And then took the long way back around. But it still just bums me out. Here you are out trying to help neighbors, trying to do the right thing, trying to help people who may be trapped in their house or trapped in their car. Who knows? There were so many trees down. Some pretty big devastation here. And you got people worried about their lawn, right? I had people who had to get Karens are everywhere. You're right, Christopher. And one of my guys, or one of the guys I know, he's like, hey, Jay, can I use your, can I use your property to get to David's house? Because David's house has the tractor and he's got a lot of equipment and he was going to get saws and all that stuff. And I go, by all means. So I told him which route to take. He took it and he went back there, did it. And then he gets stuck and tore up a bunch of some part of my lawn in the back that no one's ever going to see. That doesn't matter. The cows aren't going to eat nothing. And he's like, man, I'll see it. And like, dude, you were helping a brother out. You were helping people out. You're out there doing the right thing. Love God. Just let it go. It's no biggie. Next time, come get me. I'll pull you out. So anyways, that went down and it was good to see neighbors rally, even though, man, some of these people are just so bitter and hateful. I just don't understand them. I would gladly have paid any price to if I tore up a strip of grass, which I, again, doing 1 mile an hour, idling on it, to go possibly save someone's life, right? So again, take that for what it's worth. It was, got a lot of productive stuff done. We opened up Pasture 2. Pasture 2 is, of course, where Solomon jumped. He didn't jump over my 3-wire electric fence. There was a bunch of vegetation over an old 4-wire fence. And there was so many grape leaves on it and vines on there. Hey, John.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So many vines and everything on there really pulled it down. So once Solomon cleared it all out, I had to go in there. I had to, the missus is coming in. So there's going to be some adjustment here while we're doing this. I will just dial this out just a tad when you do it. So I'm going to slide back over while she's getting herself set up and all that stuff. So, all right, you got some signal here. It's muted. So anyways, the life of a homesteader is never, you're always on guard. And that's why I'm dreading. I'm leaving town from Sunday afternoon to Thursday afternoon. And I'm glad this happened. This happened while I was here. I can't imagine Lauren having to deal with this while, here we go. I'm going to go real far away. Further. Good. Now I need to adjust. Oh, wrong one. Just that one. Or make it go down some. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I've lost my train of thought while Lauren was wandering around here. I'm going to. All right. As you guys know, with Lauren comes awesome audio.
Hi.
Hi. So can you tell her that if you guys can hear her, please?
I'm trying.
You all right?
Trying to figure out what's the best.
Here, I can scoot over more.
Hello?
Hello. It's very loud, but let me see if I can turn you down like that and see if that works. Give me a sound check again.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right. I hope that's good enough, and I apologize. We are trying to work with Lauren's microphone.
Hello?
All right. So I think you're good. All right. Lauren's got good sound. Carl, hear you. Great. Thank you, guys.
All right.
So there you have.
You were talking about how grateful you are that this all blew up while you were still here, and that's been every other thought on my mind.
Yeah, because Solomon is a difficult. I mean, he's a Black Angus bull, and his testicles just dropped, and he thinks he's the cat's meow, and he wants to challenge everyone out there, and so here's the Lauren.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
But so anyway, so he's out there causing trouble. And I'm so glad I'm here. Now, some other great things happened this week. I had someone, if you guys have seen, I put out an ad. And the ad, let me show you if I can pull it over here. Can you move that? Mm-hmm. I'm going to pull it up on Facebook. I think you guys have seen it. But if you haven't, most of you who are fans liked it. I'm going to pull it over here and just say that God works everything for good, right? So, and I'm going to share once I get to it. But so someone saw this ad, multiple people, right? Again, it's always like I expect the lefties to totally come after me and and all that. And they do. I get my haters from the Bernie Sanders supporters and the LGBTQ and, all the godless. And I expect that. But the amount of strife that I get from Christians because I dare to love my country.
Example of what's wrong with the Christian community.
And so anyways, let me see if I can screen share. So again, I had the audacity to run this ad. Patriot Crusader Mission, a church for veterans, first responders, and patriots. And here is the write-up. Are you looking for a biblical church in the Tri-Cities area that teaches the whole Word of God and helps you apply it to today's challenges? Are you looking for a brother that'll fight for you? Are you looking for a Christian community to raise your family in and help you prepare for the coming storm? We are Patriot Crusader Mission, a church for veterans, first responders, and patriots. We are a church. We are a farm. We are a training ministry. Think of us as a church plus Noah's Ark. Come and visit us on our 44-acre compound and see what we are building for the Lord. Check us out here. And, right in line with all of the, white nationalist thing with CNN and all these other liberal publications. So all the lefties came at me because I dare to have Patriot in our name and Crusader. Oh my God. So I've got to be, whatever. And then you wouldn't believe the amount of hate I got from snobby, local churches that, were pharisaical. And I got into a couple long debates with them. And, to their credit, some of them, their credit, once I started hitting them with Bible verses and saying things like, you should be rejoicing that another church is opened with a very specific audience that is reaching out to an underministered group and is working for the kingdom, right? This is how our conversation should have went. Praise the Lord. Another brother, another church, another shepherd or to work the harvest and to spread the gospel and to work for the kingdom. How can I help? I'm like, if you had said that, we'd already be brothers, we'd already be friends, and we'd be networking trying to do things. And so after I said that, what they did is they went and they figured that I was, a lying turd and that I was a phony SEAL. So one or more reached out to a Stolen Valor organization that validates, people who say they're a SEAL or a Green Beret or whatever. So obviously I came back positive, meaning that I am what I say I am. The good news is that the person who they assigned to the case was a guy I used to work with at Team 2, and he lives 10 miles from me.
So funny how
and
Lord
so
works.
God used him for good, and we've hung out. He came over and helped me build the electric fence and everything else. And now I got a local brother that I'm so thankful for. Terry, if you're watching, I love you, brother. You have no idea how great it is to have you here. I appreciate you. So, I've been praying for another military brother to kind of hang out that kind of gets me. And to have him there to hang out with was fantastic. So Cindy Beesmont, I'll give you a strength and honor.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
And Alex Jones ordered to pay $45 million. I thought it was $4.5 million, but whatever. Yeah, that's to the Sandy Hook parents.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
wasn't sure what
I
that's
don't know. I haven't
Sandy
been.
Hook parents.
Yeah, because he said it was a big fraud, and I don't know. I don't know if that's damages to them or whatnot.
Okay.
So, and then Louis elbow cough. Can you expand on that? Christopher said, if you want to click on these for me since you're closer to them.
They are threatened because it takes from their flock. They don't want someone who can handle themselves and make the praises of God like you can.
Okay, yeah. Well, here's the thing. If it wasn't for the churches down here, Tennessee would be probably one of the best places on earth. But I thought I was coming down here. Yeah, I came down here expecting to find, 1,000 Ken Graves, and there's only one Ken Graves, and then everyone else just tends to be a sweater vest or a wannabe rock star, and with interpretive dancers, and all the thing that makes me want to vomit when I watch it. What's with the interpretive dancing, the flag waving, and the whatever on the side of the stage during
I haven't seen
services.
I
Elevation Worship does it. Mm-hmm. Now also the Hillsong United does it. There's a church here that does it, that we met some really good people that go there. So I'm sure it's great. But I can't imagine. It's a tough place that I would never go.
Yeah.
I want the word. I want the hard word. I don't want a concert performance. If I want a concert performance with, a bunch of musicians, I'll go to a concert. But what I want is a hard word. I want to hear. I wish we had hymnals, and someone to sing the true stuff that is of God and glorifies God. That being said, I love Christian music, most of it, or some of it, not most of it. A lot of it's terrible. But you guys know I love Crowder songs. I love Zach Williams songs. I love Need to Breathe songs. But they're not my pastors either.
Right, and that's not
I'm not
why,
going to them. That's not why I watch them.
You would buy a ticket to their concert,
right.
But that's not why you're going to church.
So, anyways, I understand it's a draw to get people in there. I understand that, particularly young people, they really get connected and emotional with the music. But what I want is someone who's going to be in the trenches fighting for me. And, what we've built here is dudes come over who don't even go to our church. Right? But they know what we're doing here is special. And they will put in a day or a pound of flesh here, work in that field because it's for Jesus. Mm-hmm. And that is everything. Come in here and be a part of it. When the bull's out, who's showing up?
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas I broke a guitar string. Someone help me.
The John says, I'm getting more and more disappointed with Southern Christian types. Yeah, I think they're Christians like the rest of the country are Christians, and a lot of them are disappointing. I think it's just you go to the Bible Belt and you expect better.
Yeah.
And so I think that disappointment was greater because you just think that you're going somewhere that takes it more.
Well, the judgment is so hardcore here. We're up north. You're kind of behind enemy lines. So when you find another Christian, you hold on to them with all you got.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, what it is. But here, because it's so pharisaical, mm-hmm. Like I said to that guy, I go, you came in here with your pride and your pharisaical attitude, looking down on us. You don't even know who I am. Like you asked me if I'm even there. How about look at my page for 2 minutes and figure out who the heck I am mm-hmm. before you try to accuse me, and throw around your veteran status when you're, a regular Navy guy, right? Nothing against regular Navy guys, but regular Navy guys are not war fighters. Most of them sit on ships. We haven't been in a World War II with ship combat since World War II. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's not act like we're some hard, like Navy. Shoes are some hard dudes, mm-hmm. all right? They do some dangerous stuff on the flight decks and all that stuff, and I thank you for your service, but when you're running around with that on your, like a chip on your shoulder, it just makes me freaking want to vomit.
Yeah. So Louis says, if you don't expect, you won't be disappointed. Your only rod and staff should be the Lord.
Amen. Which, some other good things. We met some people who were transplants, former cops. They came down and gave us some patches. They were a breath of fresh air, man. Breath of fresh air. They came in here, they're young, full of energy, full of innocence, mm-hmm. but with zeal. Mm-hmm. And they came here and they were humble and they were aware. Like they came over and like, listen, we're gonna be out of there before dinner because we don't want to bog you down.
They have little kids too. They're
the only people who ever come here who ever did that.
Yeah.
You know, and they were just awesome, and they were just such a breath of fresh air. And I don't know. I mean, I know we'll be friends. I don't know if they're going to come here. I don't know if they're part of the whole thing. If they're going to be a part of the church, or they're going to stay where they're at, or be a part of the. I have no idea. But
and as Louis says, no expectation.
And now, you know, I've had my heart broken so many times. So John, and this has got nothing to do with you and Claudia and stuff, but I would put Southern Christians up there with Jersey transplants on how flaky they are. And they're here and they're a part of your life one day. And this isn't, I'm not talking about Diana. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about other people who come here, they're all in, and then they ghost you without a reason, without anything, after saying they'll be there for you. You know, any Jersey person comes here and tries to promise me something, I'm going to wait like 3 years before I believe them. You know, and again, I love you guys. Not talking about you guys, talking about other people.
No.
So, Phil, what's up?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So met a new family that we hope to be in fellowship with. Had our pigs get out from a down fence. Had our bull jump our fence. What am I missing? Bee's wound is healing nice. Thank you for all your prayers.
Yeah, if you have any recommendations on scar treatment,
wound care,
like
she's
cream
got
and stuff.
A scar there right now. It's still
the
fresh.
The middle stitch looks like it got a little loose, so it's a little gappy, but it's still, it's so fresh. I think her young skin is gonna heal it up really nicely. But if there's any good magic scar cream treatments that anyone has come across, shoot me a message.
Yeah. So,
so she has this one, which, you know, and this
here
one
we go.
that are kind of
the battle
red,
scars of the farm.
You know,
for
red
3-year-old.
from the dog bite, and then she was trying to hold a chicken.
I've been
today.
having this up forever. Close that. Oh wait, but let me show you the other one that I just put out. Check it out.
That's farm one.
That's the farm one. We'll see if I get as much hate on the farm one. Right?
Who can hate those cute animals?
Yeah, again, that's not Wally. That's another island that we don't have. And, you know, I just try to choose the best pictures I could for that. They're not pictures from the actual farm, but Lauren does.
I have not been making that much cheese, that's for sure.
Yeah, but anyways, so then you want to talk about your chicken adventure?
Yeah, yeah. Well, so Bee got scratched across the face trying to hold a chicken today. So she had a scratch, like a pirate. Like came down her nose all the way past, you know, so her face was just a mess. But then, so yesterday was the day that this family came over and Jason was taking the side-by-side vitamin E. Yeah, I knew vitamin E. I just didn't know if it should be mixed with anything or just put the oil straight on.
Come on, you essential oil drug dealers. I'm thinking you're out there.
Coconut oil, vitamin E, all of the things. What do I do? So he was touring the property, as you guys all know who've been here. You've gotten the whole property tour and the side-by-side and all that stuff. And Bee's thing right now is to chase the tractor like Odin chases the tractor. So Jason was at the back of the field, which that's a good ways. And Bee was about to go, and I was going to be walking behind them. And I see this chicken like hanging underneath the side-by-side. I'm like, stop. And so he flips the bed of the side-by-side up, and this poor thing was so wedged in there, like between a pipe and a hard thing, and thank goodness none of it, the stuff that she was up against, was all that hot.
How you saw her, I have no idea.
Her little head was hanging down. I was like, the angle, thank goodness, yeah. So, I mean, she would have been a roast chicken if she had been up against anything hot. So she's lucky, but she was stuck. So like it took a little bit to kind of figure out how to shift her without giving her any boo-boos. And she was frazzle-dazzle when she finally got out. Like she probably had been in there for all of the tractor rides that day, maybe from the day before. We don't know. Her little comb was like like wilted.
All dehydrated.
She was like all puffed up and kind of like crooked. So Jason went and put her by the water, and she
was
just
walking around like she was hammered,
just drinking. So I was like, I want to keep tabs on her. So I had her sleep in the crate in the basement with some of the special water that we give the baby chickens when they first come to kind of rehydrate, and some soaked grain. That's all right. And this morning she still looked a little off, but I let her out and she seemed happy to go forth and be a chicken. So adventures, that's always something. I noticed that God gave us an easy on-ramp, like our first little bit with the cows was like, okay.
Everything was nice and easy.
Everything starts falling, like the wheels fall off all at once.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been very fortunate. Our cows, when they were sick, it was miraculous turnarounds, and no one stayed down long or any of that other stuff. So
I guess we did have Margot's mastitis within like the first week, though. There was that. There's been, and the trying to teach them the milking chute in the side of the field. There's been some things, but recently it's been more things.
Well, the good news is I can say is that, other than adding to the 5-alarm fires that we had to do are getting checked off. So now our 5-alarm fire, the most pressing one, is getting that back fence devegetated, cleared, and a hot wire run across the top. So when Mr. Solomon wants to go over there and be a jerk, he gets whacked.
So full of himself.
Pink eye already.
Yeah, we were told to watch out for that, and we've been blessed to not have it.
And they say if your grass is really tall, they get it from putting their eyes down.
Yeah, we were expecting it because ours was so tall when we first got them.
They've got dart guns and they've got paintball guns for that. They shoot little paintball pellets, which is something else you can do for bug control.
Okay. So where do you shoot them? Like
the paint, I don't know.
Yeah. How does that work, Christopher? And then I tried mozzarella. So I finally, after 2, 3, how long have we had the dairy cows? I finally...
Oh, you got a dart gun, so he's doing an IM.
Thought I had my act together to try cheese finally. And it didn't work. I think I'm surprised by how finicky dairy products are, like heat sensitive and stuff. Everything takes, like the yogurt, it's taken me a bit to refine. If you heat things up, the milk up too fast, it derails the product. So
on our stove is the worst.
My theory on my mozzarella came out like really hard, rubbery, like not good. I
bet you if you melted it, it would have been good.
And I think the curds heated up too fast in that one particular step. So I'm going to try it again. I was optimistic and tried it when the kids were awake, which, of course, on a time-sensitive project like cheese making wasn't smart. But so maybe in another couple months we'll try it. Hopefully sooner than that.
I don't know if we gave Drexel whatever it was, but we had to give one of our milk cows 30 cc's. And
you did less than that.
I did 25, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we do, Claudia.
Well, first I need the mozzarella, Claudia. Right now we're drowning in tomatoes that people have been very kind to give us, and I don't have the mozzarella to go with it yet.
Yeah, but since I've been on this diet, pretty much what I get with every meal now is mozzarella caprese. So a steak, mozzarella caprese. Chicken, mozzarella caprese. Ham, mozzarella caprese.
Are you complaining?
No, I enjoy it. It's the one thing I love it.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you.
Thanks, John. I'll get there.
I'm continuing to go down. But Lauren had the babies had a stomach bug. Then Lauren had a stomach bug. And then I kind of had the stomach bug. So I took
The taste I could tell would have been okay, but the texture, I just couldn't get past the texture. It was like way too firm and rubbery. So not like that nice, soft, fresh mozzarella.
Yeah, so Louis, it's called the Genius Foods. Absolutely amazing, changed my life. Um, my appetite is way down. I'm actually was supposed to start working out this week, which I've been dreading because my body's going to put on a ton of weight and muscle right away. Because being a former muscle head, that's screaming for it. But I feel like I made progress. I feel like my face looks skinnier.
Mm-hmm.
My clothes are definitely feeling better. Not as winded. I'm down 25 plus ish, depending on when I get on the scale, how I get on the scale. Obviously, I just took a ton of Pepto and Pepsid. So I'm pretty stopped up right now to say. So I would not get on the scale until that works its way through.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a negative, I'm full of poop. If you want to say that, literally. More so than than regular. So again, I don't know. I thought the Bible study was good today. If you guys checked it out, it was Leviticus 19.
He does look really good, Claudia.
Thank
She
you.
says, keep it up.
Appreciate it, Claudia. I really do. Well, it's now a lifestyle, and I understand it. But I still get my one chicken parm a week, or even two if he happens to choose the restaurant once she gets out of the hospital.
Yeah. On the weeks that she gets bitten by dogs, then you get two chicken parms. Let's keep it to one.
Yeah. But, I had a bag of popcorn tonight. It was my big microwave popcorn. So I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing.
I think you're realizing kind of where is okay to modify and where is not.
Appreciate that, Steve. Leviticus 19, a lot of Leviticus is hard to pull the meaning from or apply it to your life. But today it's a precursor. Leviticus 19 points forward to the New Testament, what Jesus said when they're asking what's the greatest commandment of all. Of course, it's love your God with all your heart, all your might, all your will, all your soul. Again, I'm paraphrasing, and love your neighbor as yourself. Well, that's where it comes from. So pretty cool stuff.
Claudia says you're probably too busy to eat. Some days feels like that.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not having my first meal to 2 or 3 after the Hope Report.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
It's unintentionally intermittent fasting.
Yeah. But I've chosen my battles, right? Like, so in coffee, my coffee in the morning, I drink way less coffee than I used to. This is from my cup of coffee from this morning. It was coffee, and then it stuck around too long, so then it became iced coffee, and there it sits. So, I do put organic maple syrup in that still, just because I want to enjoy my cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill me. I'm not worried about it.
Where are you on energy supplements? Are you finding that your energy is up naturally with the diet change?
Yeah, when I take Hydroxycut in the morning.
Okay, so you are taking
but I do not take an afternoon dose because I would never sleep.
Right.
And there were days where I was not taking it, but I wanted to increase my metabolic rate. Right. So anyways, that's the diet and everything else, how it's going. As far as the church is going, we're struggling. The summer takes a very big hit on a lot of churches. Every church is light. Not every. 99% of churches are light in the summer.
They just usually have a big enough congregation that
they're still there.
It's
but
not so noticeable.
When you're such a small congregation as ours, you feel every loss. So we're kind of hoping that when summer is over and everyone's back to a normal routine, that that church will be full again and we can start growing. I also haven't been spending all that much time trying to grow the church. Like, this ad was the first thing I've done. As far as that, I haven't done a ton of outreach. I haven't been going to events. We haven't taken the truck to any like shows or any conferences or anything like that. So the farm has taken up everything, but I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, I think with how things are going, that was definitely the most time sensitive one to get up and running in the season that we did.
Yeah, I hope so, Chris. I'll tell you, I was watching not Tucker, I'm sorry, but Dan Crenshaw was interviewing a guest for his podcast on his Instagram feed.
Dan Crenshaw?
Yeah. And it was some scientist dude. And he said that the coming food apocalypse, he said we're going to lose 1 billion people minimum.
Over what course of time?
He says the famine is going to start in the end of September.
Well,
He thinks it's going to take 3 years, minimum 3 years to come out of it, because that's how long it takes to make the fertilizer and all that stuff.
and that's going to hit the third world countries.
Yeah,
the
he said in
hardest,
America,
the ones
it's not going to be that big a deal. You're going to see even if wheat prices double, it's not that big of a deal here for a lot of us. We're seeing it in our feed.
Yeah.
We were told that hay used to be 50 cents a bale.
Yeah, I'm
Now
not
it's
sure.
now
Yeah.
it's 10 times that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying that the Middle East and South America and Africa and
Yeah,
things like
they're
that, they're
crushed.
going to lose 1 billion people.
Wow. That's a rough way to go too. Famine.
Yeah. Yeah, and he said that Brazil is they're about to start getting into it now because they had enough till this September, and they're the third largest exporter of food, and they're going to have to keep it for their population.
Huh.
India already needs to stop exporting food,
Right.
all that other stuff. So it's a real big deal, guys. It's coming, and I hope you've been here, heeding this. We have enough common grace now to be able to see the science and the trends and have this internet and access to websites and experts and all that stuff. And pretty much whatever the government tells you, just go the opposite direction.
Yeah. Don't care about monkeypox. Care about all the stuff that they're not talking about.
Oh, that's a great deal, Christopher. I pay 15 and change, sometimes 16 and change for my cracked corn
For half that.
and my dairy mix for 50 pounds a bag. So you're doing great.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Which means that I should probably be trying to network here.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that
Tractor
right,
Supply
John, as
is
usual.
certainly not the most effective place to buy feed.
The Washington County Co-op is great. The place is epic. I love the guys there. They're so helpful.
But they're not any cheaper.
They're
Right
cheaper on a lot of things.
On feed, though?
On feed, they're slightly cheaper, maybe $1.
Okay.
But on like Gates, they're way cheaper. You guys haven't seen our milk station. It's pretty cool. Are you happy with it? What would you change?
I think getting a stanchion or something to secure the cows in place will be helpful for when they run out of food before I'm done. They get impatient. And then just finishing it out with the sink and stuff will be the next step of.
Well, if you
really
can work between the
streamlining.
fence, I can put another 12-foot gate in there and put it at an angle instead of the cable, not the cable.
We can problem solve that.
Straps.
We do not have a headlock yet, Christopher.
Yeah, we don't have a headlock yet. The milk cows were really shy about those because they were in a commercial thing where they'd put their head through and they'd sneak it closed every time. And then they're stuck and then they would eat and whatever. So I think that's why were so hand shy in the beginning.
Yeah.
But they're doing way better now.
Yeah, they're great. They're don't need it. Margot, the other two are okay. Margot starts spinning around if she finishes her food. She's like, see you later.
Yeah, particularly with that new field, the great thing, like you said, is the Angus cows just bolt after. Once there's no more feeding, they can't wait to get back to that new fresh pasture.
Yeah. So yes, we want to build a stanchion.
Yeah, we want to. Is that what the ramp is?
Yeah, get them a little higher.
Get them about
secure.
6 to 8 inches higher, and then be able to hold them, because it's going to be a real big problem. Not for this, but when we get bloat or something like that, where you got to jam a tube down their throat, they're not going to dig it.
Yeah.
And that's when, you either you're gonna have to drug them and do it, take them to the vet and have them do it, which we don't have a trailer yet,
Yeah.
or put them in a head gate and do it yourself.
Yeah. So we just need to figure out, obviously, easy solution for the dairy issues, lesser so for the Angus, because they're not going to be, there'll be a little bit more drama to get up there, but
And the
Let's sort that out.
so the chicken coop is about 80% done. I've got to take the last piece of plywood and I got to chop it up into smaller pieces, plug the holes, screw it down onto the old floor,
the laminate down.
and then put the glue
We
down.
need to create
put the
some
laminate
ventilation holes in the side.
down. That's all easy stuff done with the oscillating saw or the Sawzall. So we're almost there, which again, the only thing is we're losing eggs, but it's not like we're
100%.
selling and making money anyways.
I'm finding it's a literal Easter egg hunt every day. And I know some stashes of where to look for, but I'm sure there's some in the vegetation that I'm not finding.
Yeah.
Today was, I think, 14 eggs. I think today was the highest that I'd found. So there are definitely still some that are like just starting to lay, but I think we have more than 14 chickens laying.
I'm sure we do.
So
We
a
have
lot.
43
So
of them.
when we move them over, I'm going to try to have like a very small fenced area as part of it and lock them in for maybe up to a week. Get them used to the new coop because they're going to want to default to the old coop
Yeah,
area.
we can't do that until Wally's out of that field. I'm not cutting into his field anymore.
I don't think we're going to be moved over before that. So, but lock them in, make them start using those nesting boxes and teach them their new home. And then they can free range again.
Yeah, I can't wait until I can let Wally and Daisy out into Gen Pop again.
Yeah. Not Daisy, Pixie.
Pixie, I'm sorry. Having to keep them separate because she's so small. And if Solomon breeds her, he can kill her. So
We should know that in the next week and a half.
hopefully
Yeah.
Wally
So
get it
say
done.
a prayer that he got it done on round 1 so that they can go free.
Solomon was all up and like kind of snuggling with Gracie today.
I'll have to watch because this would be the timing that she would have come back around.
So just letting you know, when I went out there and I'm like, oh, who's that together?
Gracie, not Daisy.
It was Gracie.
Okay. I'll have to watch that because, yep, she's on her time. If he's failed that twice now,
He might be steak.
but Karen and Margot, I would say, are done. So it might be that Gracie wasn't very receptive.
Well, she was a really skinny girl at the time.
Yeah.
She's put on some weight.
Daisy would be right now, too.
Yeah.
Logistics.
Well, good. As long as he's chasing them, he won't be trying to jump the fence. So I hope they all are in eating it.
Yeah, that would be actually a convenient timing. Keep the bull in the field. Have a girl go and heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Farm problems.
Yeah. And then I have to make the decision if I want to pay somebody from Lowe's a little over $5,000 to build 160 linear feet of 8-foot privacy fence, or if I want to build it myself for about $2,500.
Time, money. It's a toss up.
Yeah. And it's like, a fence is literally probably 3 days work, that much fence, digging the holes, getting everything set, putting the posts in, then putting the cross pieces in, and then a day is just zipping them up, 6 nails to a board, done. But that'll all be with basically me solo unless I can rope a friend or two in.
Which you have a growing friend group again. So I think you're good.
Yeah.
God said, here's some friends. Don't spend the money.
Yeah. Is that what he said?
Yeah. this
Okay.
week. He said, "Here's
I
some
think
friends."
he said you have an amazing wife. Get her out there. Save the money. The privacy fence, Claudia, is going across from the cow pasture on the side of our house all the way across both driveways.
The front yard section to keep the chickens and the dogs on our side and the neighbor dogs on that side. And Jason, we switched it. We originally just were going to do like a
Field fence.
But he's wanting the privacy aspect.
B is such a cutie. She's out there, and I just don't want someone being able to pull up in a car with a puppy and she's gone.
She'd be a sucker for a puppy.
Right. So I think, having a privacy fence there with gates, I'd feel much better about her playing in the yard.
Yeah. Because it's a much more nice yard to play in versus the backyard right now.
Yeah, the backyard
disappeared.
Yeah.
Our backyard became a farm.
It's crazy when you think 44 acres, how quick it all goes.
Well, and we put it all on the front 10.
Yeah.
So.
A little bit more than that because the pigs, but yeah. Pigos are awesome, man. Pigos are doing great. They're awesome.
So Al 1 is now Bacon.
Yeah, the black pig is now Bacon.
And the younger red wattle that is going to be Peg's baby daddy is now Al.
Right. So both full-blood red wattles
are Peg
Al and Peg.
Yeah. And then the spotted one has been dubbed Bubbles.
Bubbles, because she puts her head under the milk. When I put 5 gallons of milk in their bowl, she puts her head under the bottom thing and screams and blows bubbles. So she's Bubbles.
Bubbles.
She's the one with the biggest tood.
Mm-hmm.
One of my joys is watching Peg straighten her out.
Yeah.
Peg will take it, and then all of a sudden she's like, "That's it! Boom, boom, boom!" And it's some whining, and then she straightens up.
Yeah. Dynamics.
You guys are gonna laugh. So I'm out there. I do like a roll up there, and Peg is crashed out, like crashed out. So I'm out there. The other 3 pigs are there. They're all up in my grill, and I put a little food on the ground. I look in under the tree, and I see Peg racked out, and I'm calling her, and she's racked out. So I walk up right next to her, so I'm like 30 yards into the pen, right? And like, Peg, I'll say, oh. I'm like, Pegos! And she jumps up. She starts going crazy. That was so cute. She's awesome.
She is cute.
Comes over for a little rub.
Yeah. I'm glad that she gets to stick around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're a month out from our first slaughter experience.
Yeah. First week of September, it's going to be a bloodbath there.
Yeah. Those chickens are growing so fast.
I've got no relationship with them. I see them on the other side of the fence. I haven't interacted with them.
I have less of a relationship with them than the Australorps, but I take care of them, and they're funny. They're skittish, but they also know that I'm the food bringer, and they have the funniest run. Their structure is definitely different, being meat birds. Like they've got the biggest legs. You can tell that they kind of are going to get big faster, and so that the way they run is like really funny, and so that they do come running.
T-bone and steer, or in tomahawk. That's great, Christopher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the chickens are the closest thing we have to dinosaurs. They are so ruthless.
Yeah.
They are cold-blooded killers. If you were smaller than them, it's on.
Absolutely. Tiny dinosaurs.
They are, man. You watch them, and all of a sudden, like, they give you that stink eye, the one eye that turns sideways, and they stare at you. They look into your soul.
Analyzes you, yeah.
Yeah.
And poor B is still being terrored, and less so. But occasionally, you hear the toddler scream, "He's gonna bite me!" Yeah.
He's gonna bite me. Last time I thought I killed him. And I thought we were done with that, but I heard it.
He's been a good rooster. Dude, the pigs totally would. They all would.
Al took a bit me in the calf the other day. Just being impatient, not mean, just like, what does this taste? Oh, and I gave him some lumpins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much so that getting in that pen, I won't go in there really without a stick anymore.
Yeah, you've taken over that, so I'm gonna have to
Well, I moved everything around there. There's no reason for you to go
go
in there
in.
unless they knock it in and
Yeah.
then you just throw it. But
Yep.
I moved the big thing right against the fence, so you don't have to go in.
Yeah, so if any of my local people, I don't think anyone watching right now is a local people, want to come do farm tours next week.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here, man. So
Swinging it on my own.
wiffle ball bat. No, I want something with a little more.
That would bounce right off.
That
them.
bounce right off our pigs, man. Our pigs are robust.
Yeah.
Robust. I'll
shocker.
tell you.
Got the cattle
Yeah,
prod.
we got the cattle prod, but that's not long enough. You're going to have to reach down to get them.
Yeah.
So, he responded to body pressure, we'll say.
Yeah.
Foot pressure. And then,
Repeated.
but, talking to Amanda, our dairy cow mentor, so that idea of cracking them the bull across the nose to get them
What did she suggest?
half of the wiffle ball bat for the chickens. Yes, Christopher, that would work great.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. The problem is, so we told B, I think I said this before. We told B, if the chickens are coming to bite you, you can kick them or you can defend yourself. That's fine. Which, as before, we were like, never do
Which
anything
translates
mean
to the chickens
And
to
so then,
being a
so
target
then
brain.
like all that next week, she was like, kick,
Yeah,
just for
so
fun.
then it was just
kick.
kicking
Yeah,
chickens.
we're like, okay, rein this back in. So if we gave her a wiffle bat, I'm not sure what that would turn into.
I'm going to bonk him on the head. Jeez.
She practiced, she was practicing hitting chickens by hitting tree branches. Like this. It's a mess.
Oh, God. But I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah.
I just hope I have all our cows in our field tomorrow morning because I got to go. I'm going to have to turn and burn on that.
Yeah. Just a little project to do before you go.
Yeah, because I wanted to get the chicken coop done tomorrow, but I'm not supposed to. God keeps sidetracking me.
They're fine. They're fine. I will keep hunting eggs. We're getting enough.
Guarantee you, if you could use your egg X-ray vision, and that.
Yeah,
bush
I
back
need
there,
to
there's gotta
I need
be
to cover
hundreds.
up because I'm just nervous about the poison ivy back there. I need to put on some long clothes and get under there
Yeah, I bet you
or
there.
over there.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time over there too.
I'll be great. It'll be the biggest piece of mind that I want is that front fence. Front fence is going to make me relax so much more.
Mm-hmm.
It would be so great if I just showed up one day and it was done.
$2,500 worth of.
That is worth peace of mind. If it's screwed up or it's wrong, it's someone else's fault.
Right. Your choice. Feld's Napa soap. I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that, Chris. Well, we have made it almost to an hour, even being an hour and 15 minutes late. And you guys are awesome
Yeah.
for staying up super late with us.
We're going to go to bed and
I'll
I'm
tell
going to
you.
be
So
back up.
wait. I got you guys missed this probably this morning on the Hope Report. I'll tell you what, guys. Something magical happened this morning. So, Anya had another rough night of sleep. That's nothing new. But B got up early, and so Lauren was smoked, and she kind of needed a tag out. So she brought Anya into bed to make sure that
He was up.
I was up. And so she could try to grab 10 or 15 or 20 minutes more if I could keep Anya preoccupied while in bed. Thanks, Louie. I'll take that as a compliment. And then B came in shortly thereafter. And B came in with this yellow balloon from one of our parties. And it was an amazing morning. Instead of just saying like, oh, get out of bed, go get the coffee, turn a burn, let's do this. We all stayed in bed and we played. I don't want to ever say I played soccer because I think it's the worst sport in the history of the world.
Like pop the balloon.
But it was like we played balloon volleyball. Right?
Hot potato balloon.
And we had so much fun. The kids were both laughing, and we would have missed it. If we were in a rush, we would have missed it. But that's probably going to be one of the memories I take to my grave. And Belly laughing, B playing so well with a little sister.
It did not end in tears.
No tears,
as those
no
games
trauma.
often do.
And we're so busy in our lives that when, we're all guilty of it. We're all multitasking. We're all rushing to the next thing. Sometimes God sets appointments with your family or with friends or loved ones, but you just got to drop everything and enjoy it. And I am glad that I got to enjoy that this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't blow up our day because B came in early.
Mm-hmm.
It was perfect. She came in. We were both feeling sorry for ourselves, tired. She came in and injected joy into all three of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Anya was already happy. She was up. She just she had a full belly of booby milk and was ready to go.
She was good to go.
So she was like, hi.
Yeah. Soccer is the world sport. Soccer is awesome.
Oh, Louis, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna like me very much. You're gonna like everything else but soccer.
Well,
any sport where people fake injuries and the amount of estrogen that the Europeans are over there, where they show the footage and they don't even make contact, and the guys act like they get shot. I can't handle it, dude. I tried. Louis, I tried to like it when I was over in Italy during the World Cup, and it was the amount of whining, the amount of injury faking, the amount of wussification that I saw made me not ever be able to watch it. So I apologize. Hopefully that's the only one place where we disagree, Louis. Probably not, but we've enjoyed you so much here on our show. I hope because I don't like it. It wasn't just the Italians. It was all of them, man. Someone came up, and the greatest when you watch Ozman break down sports, and someone will come by and do an earflake. I'll be like, oh,
I love the rugby versus soccer.
Yeah, rugby, that is a true sport.
Yeah.
Dude,
but
be honest with you, Louis, I gave up all sports for the Lord. And my life has been way better. So, but that's not saying you have to. You can be a Christian and like soccer. I'm just going to make fun of you if we ever hang out for liking soccer. I mean, it's basically running a marathon, kicking a ball.
For like no goals ever.
So, yeah, so exactly. So, anyways, let's end this. Lauren, pray us out, take us home, and then we're going to collapse in bed. I'm glad I got all the bugs off me before.
I didn't.
I was out there covered in creepy crawlies. It was like something on Indiana Jones. Pitch black, cow field, and a bunch of vegetation that they just knocked down with the headlights on me. So there was stuff crawling all over me. It was like, man, I don't even want to see this stuff. Go for it.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for this time of fellowship. Thank you for having it happen, and for our faithful family who showed up, although we were an hour late. We are so grateful to each and every one of them to spend the time with them tonight. Lord, in this time where dynamics with families can be strained, friends who become family are all the more precious. So thank you so much for their presence in our lives. Lord, thank you for bringing Solomon home tonight and for resolving all of the various dramas that have happened on the farm, and for the teaching points and the refining that we're going through as the steward for this land and for these animals. Thank you for these lessons, and that they've all been fairly gentle. Please keep your hand on that and continue to encourage us as we stumble through this process and learn what we are doing. Lord, as we look forward to the weekend, I pray a blessing of peace and health and safety over everybody listening. I pray that they spend time with their families and, more importantly, put aside some quiet time to spend time with you. And just may they all stop and enjoy the precious moments of life that you give us, like the ones that we had this morning with our girls. May they all experience joys like that in their own families. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Just a reminder, I'm not having service this weekend because I'm traveling. I will post my favorite sermon from Paul Washer on PCM, and you guys can watch that. And I trust you. He's way better than I ever could be.
No. Get out of here.
And so
You're not
watch
allowed
that.
to say things like that.
And you'll love him, I promise.
Good night, all.
Good night. Bye.